Dear guests, dear colleagues, dear students, dear followers on YouTube, welcome to the Café Artistique, organized by BSBI, Faculty of Creative Industries. Today we have a very esteemed guest with a very interesting profile, Miss Evelina Arakelyan. Welcome to Café Artistique, Evelina. Miss Arakelyan is an artist who creates colorful, figurative, and insightful work, and the main theme for her is freedom in the mind.
Right.
Am I correct? Yeah,
absolutely.
Cool. And then with her work, actually, she aims to free people from their thoughts, from their chains in their thoughts. Her artistic style is characterized by clean lines, as far as I can see, and contrasting colors and geometric divisions. Her recent work include creations that impressively combine art, a little bit sport, maybe, we are going to talk about it, and social commitment, because she also supports creative projects in Children's Hospital. So, with this introduction, I think you are also going to introduce yourself and then tell about your art during this session of Café Artistique. Welcome back, welcome again, let's say. And then could you introduce yourself and then describe what defines your work?
Sure, I can do that. Yeah, I'm Evelina Arakelyan, as you said, and yeah, I'm actually a master's graduate, like at business administration. So I'm not the artist, but since already 7 years, I'm a freelance artist and I create art with a purpose. And I think this is also what makes a difference between me and other artists. Like, I really want that my art helps people to break free from their mental prisons. And this is like the whole topic which I work on a daily basis with myself as a person and with my art to like really change the world.
So we see Charlie Chaplin here and then many other interesting drawings. So can you please tell us also some themes in your work? So what are the basic main themes that you are working on while creating your art?
Sure. Like you already said, my art is like centered on the freedom of mind, but what does it mean, like freedom of mind? It's not to be the slave of your own mind, to be the master of your own mind. And there are a lot of themes which we need to like think about. And Charlie Chaplin behind me is like he's a symbol for love. In his lifetime, he used to say that love is the most important thing on earth, it's the best energy, and that's the reason why in his palm of his hand it's written love, because to love yourself, to love things you do, to love people around you, this is the real change, what we can do by ourselves. And it's also like circling around the freedom of mind, because if you really love yourself, then you will make the distance to this like ugly mind sometimes, which is telling us like you're like make it better and be faster and like really being bad to us sometimes, like a really like a bad neighbor, you know, like knocking there. And yeah, it's also about love, to free yourself from that.
So when we had our first ever meeting with you, you were asking me questions about Café Artistique, what is it all about, etc. So I was telling that we want to see the world from your perspective, from your glasses. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much for this introduction. I was thinking always about Charlie Chaplin, the symbol of wisdom, but I've never thought that he will be a symbol of love. BSBI is all over Europe. Mm-hmm. And our faculty is in Hamburg. So what brought you to Hamburg? So tell us a little bit about this.
Actually, my parents brought me to Hamburg when I was 10 years old. So it wasn't my decision to move here. But now, as being an adult, I realized that this is the best city like in Germany for me. I really love it to be here. And compared to Berlin, where it's like a lot of art theme, a lot of artists, I think here in Hamburg we can use some more and really like to make the city more like, yeah, to liberate it from maybe some older perspectives, like to say it in this way. Yeah, so I love Hamburg.
Yeah, so this is also what we mentioned to all candidates who actually intend to join BSBI. We always tell them, yeah, Berlin is very well known with the art environment, etc. But Hamburg is another level.
Right.
We do have another universe in here. So can you please a little bit elaborate this perspective of yours about how art scene and cultural environment in Hamburg affect your work?
I think that I'm a person who really needs to feel the potential. Like when I feel the room is full of people and there's no no space for my voice, then I kind of take myself back. And in Hamburg, I feel like it's a room and they needed more voices in there. And I think it's a huge potential in this city for artists to like really get your space, to get your stage, to talk to people, to raise your message. So yeah, I think it's a better choice for artists nowadays.
Do you think that Hamburg has more inspiration compared to other cities in Germany? Or I don't want to compare it with Berlin because Berlin is a completely another category, another league. But Hamburg, I think it's a city for an artist to get more inspired than any other cities in Europe.
Oh wow, it sounds great. So I live here, but yeah, I cannot really relate to this question because inspiration for me is something I don't take from a city. I take from the life experience. And if you have the life experience in another city, you have also a lot of sources you can be inspired by. But Hamburg is for sure like we have a lot of water, nature. We have it's more cozy than some other cities in Europe. So there's more space for you as person to enjoy life, to like not so crowded, you know. So you're not like feeling yourself anymore and being attached by all the other energies around you. So I think Hamburg is a good space to breathe and to inspire, aspire, inspire. Yeah.
The vibe is international, German, a little bit Scandinavian, Nordic, but also you also have the possibilities, the potential of a big city.
Yeah.
So most of the times when I ask to the artists in Hamburg, they are inspired with different part of the cities, with different inspirations. So let's go and talk about your projects and collaborations. So for sure we had this conversation with you, so I asked you questions about your collaborations, projects, your work, but I also checked your website to get some hints and questions. So one of them is very interesting, and then I want you to give us all the details. This Art for Change. You mentioned on your website that the project Art for Change is very important for you. So can you please tell us how it began and then how it's going?
Sure. So yeah, the approach was that I was sitting in my studio painting and just asking myself like, why and what am I doing it for? Like exactly this painting at this moment. And I realized that there's like not a real purpose behind it. Yes, it's my emotions. Yes, it's my like vision, and I don't know, like it's me in this painting, but can it change something? Can it do something for our world? And at that moment, the answer was no. So I started to think about like opportunities and projects to make art for something, like not just making art, but making art for a change. And then my vision at this moment was like sport events. Why? Because I really respect the world of the sport, because people who are doing sports like professional level, they are so strong in their minds, like to become this kind of professional. And I really admire them. And that was the point when I said, okay, let's take the sport events and let's do art for it and let's change the world through it. because my case, I don't know if you read it, was WBC, the W, like the boxing convention, what was taking place in Hamburg in December. So I kind of applied and it worked out for me. So I painted 7 portraits of boxing legends like Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Klitschko. And Lennox Lewis was there, he was on stage and he signed his portrait next to me. So it was really great. And afterwards we make an auction for a good cause. It was these hospitals we talked about, because I wanted to fund creative projects with the money, like to provide art to people who need it the most, also for children hospices, like to make art there with them. And this is what I mean by art for change. First of all, I did it for a project, like for a special event. And second of all, I used the money to change the world by providing art to people who really need it, who needs the joy, the energy of this artistic lifestyle.
So what's the next step to expand it?
Yeah.
So I can see from your eyes, but I already asked you some questions, and then all of a sudden when I mentioned this art for a change, you were very excited. So probably it is going to have also an expansion. So what is the next step for it?
Maybe that's why I'm so excited about it. It's like, I don't know what the next step is, but I feel the potential about it. Like, there's so many cases I can use it, and now I'm like acquiring some other events. So if somebody like in the audience has an event coming in the future and he wants to enrich it with my art and with a charity factor in it, so yeah, I'm here. So just contact me, please. And yeah, so there's so many potential with it, to make art for something, to move something. And that's what I want to do from now.
So do you think that for some people, art and sport are, maybe it is going to be a bit radical, but they are oxymoron. So they never put art next to the sport. But you are just doing just the contrary. So how do you see this relationship between art and sport?
You can see sport as art of movement in a way. You can see the people who, like the sportsmen, being artistic and being such free in their minds to like making impossible things possible. So I can like make some connections with everything if I want it, and I felt it in this moment. And especially like taking this field where there are no other artists, it's like being in Hamburg instead of Berlin. So just taking space for you, like finding a stage where you can be like heard by other people and seen by other people.
Yeah, it's a very good medium as well for the artist, actually, because sport is somewhere in the world is more popular than art. So it's a good medium for the artist to reach bigger audiences. So another question about your involvement in the Millantor Gallery Kunstfestival. Can you please tell us your role, and then how did it go with the event, and then your actions in there?
Yes, sure. Millantor Gallery is the gallery next to the Millantor Stadium, like the San Pauli Stadium. I think people in Hamburg know, also the other in Germany. So yeah, they have an art festival every year.
Yes.
And inviting a lot of artists to exhibit their artworks there. And I was invited the year you mentioned, so it was a part of this, again, like sports art thing. And yeah, the percentage of the sales is going to fund water sources in Africa.
Okay.
So there was also the charity aspect in it. That's why I liked it a lot, and I said yes and exhibit there. This was the painting, the cat, the Vasya, I was exhibiting there. Like, because of the water topic, it was perfect. It was a pool behind. So yeah, that was the one which was placed there.
So I invite this cat, enjoying the time in the pool. Yeah. But I will also like to ask you many other questions. So the next is about the healthy wood. So can you please talk about this other project of yours, Healthy Wood?
Healthy Wood, yeah. Instead of Hollywood, it was the name I like was coming up with, like in a immediately after being in this project, it was a collaboration with, I don't know, it's maybe one of your, I don't know if it's a friend university or not, it's FOM universities.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a collaboration. I made it for a design challenge because they mentioned that nowadays the medical system in Germany, it's more a sick care system, and we want to move to a system where, like a health care system, where all the things which are involved in it are for protecting people, for keeping them healthy, instead of acting when they're already sick, you know?
Oh.
So yeah, that was a topic from sick care to health care, and I created it was a digital artwork,
Okay.
but afterwards, yeah, they were free to print it like in a huge way, to put it on a wall in a lobby, for example. And it was like picturing a new world where we like live in a kind of prevention. We can prevent all the sicknesses by monitoring things, and by the system is caring about us, so we don't even getting sick. Like there's Mona Lisa, for example. I was using symbols like Mona Lisa, Marilyn Monroe, also Steve Jobs, or Charlie Chaplin was also in the picture. You can see it on my website, by the way. And I was using their testimonials for it. And you can, for example, for the first time see Mona Lisa naked because she's standing in front of a mirror.
Okay.
And this mirror is like supposed to recognize your, like if you have skin cancer, it would recognize it.
Okay.
So this kind of prevention systems mentioned in this artwork.
So you combine your art with sports, with health, but you also mention a lot this freedom in the mind.
Yeah.
So sports are one way of freeing our mind. When we are healthy, most of the times we are also free in our mind. But
Right.
How do you actually contribute to this motto of yours with your art? What is freedom in your mind for yourself, for Evelina, for example?
It's very hard, like, to be very specific on this question, because it's like my lifestyle already.
Okay.
There are so many things I could now talk about. It could take like hours, but the most important thing about it is to be heart-driven, not mind-driven. To listen to your own voice, not the voices of the society around us. Like to be you and to live the life you want to live. And to like really make that, you need to be brave. And this is the most important thing. Like brave also to lose at some point, or to fall down, but it's okay because you did it as you and not as a person somebody else wants you to be. So I don't know if you can like feel what I'm trying to say, but it was a way for me also. Like I came to Germany, I was 10, and my childhood, I mean, when we're children, we're happy, we're free, we're playing around, but then you're like becoming an adult, and in some countries it's harder than in other, but for me the experience here was not easy. And I recognized that the society trying to push you in a direction. And there I was like in this direction, and feeling like was every day more tired and unhappy. And then like it was like the lowest point I could be. And I realized that I really need to like break free now, or I will, I don't know, like just ruin myself. And from that day, like I have been like 20 around that point. I'm with every day, it's a path. It's like nothing that I can say, now I'm free in my mind forever. It's like a daily basis thing, like it's a workout, or it's a meditation, or I don't know, but that's why I say it's a lifestyle, like it's a path, and I'm going on it, and I try to inspire other people to go with me, but their own way, you know?
How do you combine your projects and works for this motto, freedom in the mind? For example, do you work specifically, or it is called the soul of the art that you create, and then people are inspired, and then they think that it is actually aiming the freedom in their mind.
It's for sure the soul, but it's also the symbol. Like, for example, this cat. Actually, it was my cat. He became 15 years old. Now he's dead. So
Oh.
it's like it's an homage on my cat.
Okay.
And he hated water. Like, he really hated it. Why? He was afraid of it. And now he's dead, and I painted him like swimming in a pool, being cool about that, like with fuck dogs in his ear, and like being super cool and really freed of
Piercing,
his of his fears. And it's a symbol like how we should live, like just face our fear, to go into our fear like he was going into the water, and come out as a really cool, brave person out of it. And this is what I like pack in my artworks. They are thought-provoking. They are not just nice to see. So this is a message I not just tell people, I put them in my symbols. Now I really need to be brave about this.
Yeah.
And this is what the life is about.
The bee has the soul of your cat, maybe.
Yeah, hi.
So
I try to be brave.
that's fine. Go away, please. Thank you.
Maybe he needs a question.
Yeah, he listens to me. Okay. So I think that we are in the 21st century, but still the social pressure is huge. So we need more artists contributing to this freedom in the mind, but we have lots of ways to go. So what is your next project for this? Do you have anything in your mind?
There are some projects, but they're still confidential, but it's about like taking part in some other events. And I think it could be sports again. So yeah, like just walking this path until it feels good for me, and to provide through art, like again, projects for changing the world, like to create more creative projects for charity reasons and stuff.
Do you remember my suggestion to you to work with art, sports, and animals? So I told Evelina to work on horse races, and then to create some arts on it. Of course, it is my suggestion, but for me, it is also an interesting sport, equitation and horse race. The art, maybe, your art, maybe can be the next inspiration station for them.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Maybe.
So, I want to know also how actually you are inspired. So we are communicating since a while, and then I realized that you are super fast.
Okay.
So it's you are actually normal-wise the artists are, you know, very precocious, and then it takes a long time to be inspired, etc. So when it comes to your practice, so from A to Z, how it's working with you? So how are you inspired? How long, for example, does it take for you to create this piece of art? Or every time it is different, and then you don't have a routine? I would like to learn a little bit more about your practice.
Sure. Yeah, I think it starts with a feeling.
Okay.
Like, I think all of us are faced the truth that the life is so limited, and we have, like for me, it feels like it's a run, and there's not enough time, you know, to dive into all the thing I'm interested in. And when it's something that's really catches my attention, I really try to stay on it. And it's a thought or it's a feeling, and then I try to put it in a visual in my head. And after I've done that, I take, for example, my iPad to create some sketches to see like how does it look good. And after I have it, I try to put it like in a physical world by painting it on a canvas. But like these things are always the same, like idea, then put it in a sketch, and then put it on the canvas. but the feelings around it, the interests, the people which are maybe like having an impact on this work, it's always different. It's like always a new story. It's always like kind of a new chapter in my life, like with every artwork. So yeah, the routine, I don't know, like I try to listen to myself more, not to put myself into some boundaries, or I don't know, like standing up the same time every morning. Yes, I try to do that. It's very hard for me, but I try to give myself as much freedom as possible. Like if I'm tired, I'm tired. If I want to work 20 hours a day, I do that. Like just to be in a flow. So routine and flow, they kind of sometimes bite themselves. Sometimes they can, I don't know, it depends. Like just listen to yourself. I do that.
As a real artist, you know, normal-wise, it is how it goes. So when you see something, an inspiration, okay, you are getting it with your five senses, something inspires you, and then do you always try to combine it with your main themes, like freedom in the mind, mental health, or sports, art, or when you have an inspiration, you go directly to the creation process? Or you always want to combine it with your main topics?
As I studied marketing and I have this business administration background, I know how important it is to have a strategy, to have like a line within your art or within what you're doing. So I think subconsciously I do always make a connection with my topic of freedom of mind, but I'm so lucky to have a topic which you really can connect almost everything to it. So I just need to feel it and to really inspire people by that story. But yeah, there is a connection almost every time I have one. So it's something I feel like maybe it's a fear I'm feeling, and I want to relieve myself from that and also other people. And then I put it in a visual, and then it's again freedom of mind, because with that artwork I like getting people being liberated by that fear, for example.
Well, how do you integrate then the concepts around you in daily life? You use, for example, subliminal messages like in this. For example, if you wouldn't tell us the story, I would never ever think that it is a kind of, you know, a cat having this aquaphobia or whatever. So do you have some subliminal messages in it?
Usually, that's one of the points I really want to change in the nowadays art world, that there is no message from the artist next to an artwork in museums, for example. It would be so nice if nowadays I could know why Leonardo da Vinci like painted Mona Lisa. Can you imagine there would be a small text like he's saying he really loved this woman, or I don't know, and like having these feelings on it. Because I think an artwork is like, the soul of the artwork is the artist. So without expression of his soul, it's just a picture. So I do like have a text next to my artworks in an exhibition or galleries. And also if I have a new artwork, I'm sending a newsletter and I put even a bigger story next to it. So people know like what is the path of this artwork? How did it like come to life? And yeah, it's very important, I think, like to put the story in words, to let other people know and feel like your journey, and give them the opportunity to see more and to feel their journey from that day on in this artwork.
So you also have two other pieces in here.
Yeah.
They are also very inspiring. So we should also consider them with subliminal messages, or they have hidden messages in them.
Yeah, let's see if you can like see it. Behind you, there are two snow leopards.
Yeah.
Can you see the message? It's even written there.
Really? Okay.
It's even written in it. Can you read it?
No. Okay.
What is behind the leopards? What can you see behind them?
I don't have my glasses, so I cannot.
Okay. So a lot of people see like trees behind them.
Okay.
Like looks like trees, like they're sitting like in a nature somewhere out there, and there are trees. But if you like look closer, it's something written there. And
Love will save us.
right.
Yeah.
It's also the title of the artwork. These are snow leopards. They are like, yeah, there are just few of them nowadays in the world. They're supposed to die if we don't protect them. And it's kind of what's happening with love in this world. I think love is supposed to die if we don't focus on it, if we don't understand that love is the most important thing, like this dude here says also. And this is a message in this story. This is a message in this artwork.
Cool. I like it. I like the subliminal messages
Yeah.
behind it. So life is not easy. Art not easy. So what are your challenges while creating your art? What is the most challenging part in the creation process?
The most challenging part is the creation process, like from the idea to the final artwork. Like it's really heavy. It's kind of blooding because you want to have your result, but you like the way through it. It's kind of therapy also, because you know what message you try to put in, and you go through these emotions, and you want to have it on a special level of technique also. Like I want this line, like you said it already. I work with very clean lines. I don't know where it's come from, but it is like it is. So it's a long process, and this process is hard.
We met recently, but I think you're a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So how does it affect also your art?
I think it affects the amount of my art. Like it's not, if I wouldn't be a perfectionist, I would maybe have double or triple as many artworks I do have now.
Okay.
But it's for sure like affects the quality and being more, like every line is really intense for me, and I think you can see it if you like come and see the artworks from a close distance. You really see this intensity in every line. And I think quality is more important than quantity. So let's stuck with this perfectionism for a while at least.
Okay. So I know that everything you create is very special to you. It's like, you know, sometimes they ask the artist in different fields. Most of the time they say they are like my children. But we know that every parent has also, you know, a favorite child. So do you have a favorite piece of art?
My favorite piece of art is my current piece of art, like the art I'm now working on, and it's in my studio, obviously, and that's my favorite because now my emotions, my life is in it. It's my chapter now, so yeah, that's my favorite.
So you mentioned that you sometimes create also digital art, and then you are also working on canvas. Do you also consider to integrate performance in the future to your art?
I actually do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm playing in theater, like I do every week. We have like we work on a piece of theater and perform once in a year.
Yeah, are you a professional artist?
I'm semi-professional, I would
Okay.
say. Yeah. But yeah, it's a really inspiring work, and I love, like, I have some people I admire, like Marina Abramovic. She's a performer's artist, and I really love what she's doing. Like, it's a huge message she's transporting, and maybe someday I really work on it. Like, now it's in my head, and I try to have a clear idea about how to do it, but I'm working on it, and I think one day you will also see me as a performance artist somewhere.
Yeah, it will be great. So do you have something specific in your mind? It is going to be a kind of street performance or on stage, like a theater piece, or?
It would be something very surprising, like it will challenge people for sure, and they will never forget it.
Okay.
That's what I...
We are looking forward to seeing
Yeah.
it. So let's go back to technology. As I mentioned that you also work on digital art. So Can you also tell us a little bit about your practices in the digital medium?
For digital work, I use my iPad for doing the sketches almost every time because it's just like helping me to being more fast with the final result I want to put on canvas. So yeah, it's helping me. The digital tools for me are like an assistant, like helping me being faster on my projects and helping me being as soon as possible on the canvas. So yeah, that's what I use, for example, iPad. I also have a digital portfolio, and this, for example, is like, you know, if you see art as food, and there's soul food, like you mentioned, you love to cook, and sometimes you stay like hours in the kitchen and work on a dish, and at the end you enjoy it. This would be Vasya, for example. I spend so many hours on it, but then sometimes you don't have time, but you really want to eat, and it's fast food. So digital art for me is kind of fast art. Like I can be faster with my ideas and bring them sooner into the world.
We have many students in here from different fields of creative industries. So do you think that digital is not compatible with creativity or art, or just the contrary? An artist can reflect better the inspirations or its work on digital medium or on the conventional medium?
No, I just mean it for myself. Like I use it in the digital way to have like a faster result, but I know how many artists work in a digital way for months or years, like to have a good result. It's just a medium. It's not about like how creative you are. You just ask me how do I use it, and I use it like a fast art thing, but for example, Healthy Wood, like the project was completely digital, and it was also months I worked on it. So I know like it's depend on the input you on hours you put in, but it's just a tool, like it's a medium. It's about your passion, like what you're ready to give into it. It's not about the medium you're using.
Do you have any preference to reach your audience? For example, do you think that digital art is way faster to reach your audience rather than the conventional art?
I don't think there's a preference from the audience. I think it's about the message.
Message is the medium. So
Message will decide if this artwork is going to go viral or if people are not interested in it.
You also had a project, Pencil of Tablet, right? Pencil of Tablet and digital portfolio.
Yeah, it was
things.
like
Yes.
my fast art things, yeah.
So I think we are heading towards the end of this session, unfortunately. So I will then ask about your future visions and future projects.
Okay.
So how your narrative evolves during the years, and then how do you think that your future narrative will change from the first day towards the future?
I would love to know that, but it's not really possible for me. Change is a big word, and it's true, like we change with every day of our being on this earth, and especially artists, they see it like from day to day how the art changes with them. So yeah, I hope I will change because I want to become like better with every day and what I'm doing, and to getting more like freer, like more liberated from my mind with every day. So I hope I will be even more stronger and more bold about my message maybe in a few years, to be louder in what I'm saying and to inspire even more people with that. That would be great.
There's also another hype topic, AI, artificial intelligence, and then most of the people think that it is going to be a big issue in the creative industries, in art, and there are still huge discussions, and I don't think that we can find a solution to these questions or to this issue. but we can just declare what we are thinking. What do you think of AI and creativity?
I'm really I'm very surprised how good it is nowadays. I use it sometimes for getting some ideas and for getting some drafts or like sketches I would like to combine into physical world, like to bring it up. But it's like again, it's a non-soul art. There's no soul behind it, so it's just pictures. And I think that an artist will always be better than AI because of his impact on the world, because of his soul, because of the message he was putting into this creation. So I don't think that, like, of course, for some tools, for some projects, people will like rather take an AI picture because it's just faster and cheaper. But for really big things, for intense stuff, like for movies or for something what should reach people on an emotional way, I think we need people for this. So yeah, cheers to all artists.
So my perspective is to be adaptive rather than accepting it as an enemy, as a devil.
Perfect.
So I think we are heading towards the end. Unfortunately, time goes by very fast.
Yeah,
so
sure. As I said,
I will ask to the audience, to the students of mine here, my colleagues, if they have any questions. Yes. This is a student of ours. She just joined BSBI
cool.
recently in February. She's studying user experience design.
Nice. Hi.
It was very inspiring to hear your story, and I myself too do love creating art. And I was wondering, what is your biggest obstacle when you were becoming an artist? What was the hardest obstacle to come over?
I think it's the society around you. Like that's why I was studying as business administration in the first place, because being an artist is so, like, it's so emotional, it's so unrational, you know. It's, you don't have any, like, there's, you know what people say about it. It's like, do a job what's really necessary for the world, but a world without art would not, like, what is it? It's existence. It's not living. So for me, my job is necessary, and I decided it. But like, you always struggle with it. There are up and downs, and you for sure have more stability being a doctor or something. But if you really feel it, like if it's what drives you, then it's the only way to go. And being on the up, I mean, it's worth everything. Every down is, you just forget about it afterwards. So, yeah. But there are a lot of things you need to go through.
Yes, I agree. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next. No more questions? Jonas? Our colleague, Jonas Becker is a colleague of ours. He's a lecturer.
All right, it's very interesting, the conversation, so thank you for that. As an artist, we also create the art for an audience, and it's very, very interesting and mind-blowing what the reactions are. Maybe can you give us like some really interesting anecdote about how maybe some of your artworks have been received? Maybe especially the one from the hospital. Yeah.
Okay. I like the idea of you because the reaction to the artwork is my favorite part of the whole thing. Like, especially if it's a work I've done for someone, like using their wishes and their dreams. To see this first reaction is like the perfect thing. That's why I'm doing that. For the hospital, it's a future thing. Like it's like just being in like we just organizing that, so I cannot tell now how it will be received there, but I will for sure maybe in another interview. But yeah, I used to, like, there's this slightly moment when you uncover the final work, and I used not to, like, when you, for example, present your artwork, if you would be my customer and I will show it to you, you will look at it and I would do too. It's like a reaction, normal reaction, like see, and I used not to look there, I used to look here. Like this very, like it's less than 1 second where you can
mirroring.
see, where you can see the real reaction, your real thought or your real emotion, and I really try to catch that. And I cannot tell you maybe an anecdote, but I can tell you that all people, like, or artists should like concentrate on this slightly moment where you can see the real reaction. And sometimes you can see tear which a man tries to hide or something. And this is very emotional for me. And this is why I'm making art, to be honest.
All right. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Steven?
Hello.
Hi.
So my question is about technology. As he was saying about AI, how would you feel about, or how do you feel about now AI being able to mimic artists? Like now ChatGPT 4.0 is able to mimic artists like Miyazaki, Spirited Away. I don't know if you guys are very familiar with. It's a new trend now. Now it has become a default arts work and it's not unique anymore. So like, what do you really think about it, and what makes you, as an artist, think about human-made arts being irreplaceable?
Can you again tell me what happened to this artist you just told me?
Now the art is like a default thing. It's everybody's using it now. So like right now, if you type maybe upload your pictures in ChatGPT
okay, I got
4.0,
you.
like the art that comes out is Miyazaki's art. And I think in the early 2000s, it was a very unique art. Right now, it's the uniqueness is like, I don't want to say dead, but everybody's now familiar with the art. So like, what would make yours very irreplaceable?
Got you.
Yeah.
I think it's like you say that now it's everybody's have it and it's not unique anymore, but you can also call it fame. Like the AI make him more famous. Like everybody knows now that it's his art. So let's like not like let's take the right perspective on that. And the real artist, like, or you can like compare it to, I don't know, a Gucci bag. There are so many like not real bags. People are running with that, but only if you have the real one, you have the emotion on it. And the emotion, like, it's what's moving, like it's the only emotion we need, and it will be always the most important thing in the world. So this artist is now so much more popular, and his artworks, if he does it like by himself, the worth is much higher. So I try to take the positive perspective on that. That's my way.
No more questions?
Sorry, I would like to know your emotional trigger. Like, what triggers you to make art? I mean, people have their inspirations. Excuse me to say, some people tend to be high before they could be very creative. So what is your emotional trigger? Like, what triggers you?
I love that question. It's a good one. And I never answered this question, but as you like just said it, I had the answer in my head, and it's for sure it's fear. Like I don't know. I had so many fears in my head, like earlier, and there are so many fears still coming up, like with every day we're on this earth. Even like if we're watching news or something, there's so many things happening in us. And to overcome these fears is what I'm like trying to do every day, and that's why I'm creating art. That's why this is what I mean, freedom of mind, being free of your fears. Like even if you're afraid, like do it. Even if you feel it, like change to love in this moment. Like that's that's a cool question. Yeah, it's fear. So fears are good for us. They drive us. They are important. Without fear, we would just chill all the way, I think. So yeah, let's appreciate fears also.
Yeah. So sometimes fear also is limiting us. So this is why we should free our mind from the fears. So it might be
Right.
the message of today.
This is a message.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Otherwise, we can finish this session. So, dear guests, dear colleagues, dear students, thank you very much for coming and then taking part of this event, Café Artistique. I would like to thank, of course, for the realization of this Café Artistique to our provost, Professor Kuveliotis, Dr. Nilüfer Amanpour from Berlin, Liz Fernando, head of operations, the video production team, Suhail and Claudio. They are coming from Berlin every time. Thank you very much. And of course to BSBI marketing team and UE team to provide this room to us. Thank you and see you in the next Café Artistique.